events and issues shaping our community. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
We're in the midst of Children's Week here on the plaza of the state capitol. You can tell behind me all kinds of kids, all kinds of activities going on, a lot of energy. And our guest this hour, Representative Maria Lorts Sachs from District 86. That's the southern part of Palm Beach County, the northern part of Broward County, and thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And children's issues are very important to you. Number one, you're on the board of directors for Kids in Distress in Delray Beach, right?
That's correct.
And that gives you a different perspective on different issues, but the number one perspective is you're a mom.
That's correct. You know, I think that if you really want to understand the condition of children in Florida, ask any mom. You'll get an earful. Because every mom knows exactly the nutrition values, how she can make ends meet, where the best shopping is for the kids, the quality of the schools, the community, the safety of the community, the criminal justice system. You want to see everything from birth all the way through college. You ask a mom, and you'll find out exactly the state of the kids in Florida.
When you take a look at children's issues up here and the funding of children's issues, are you happy? Are you frustrated?
I'm very frustrated. I'm very frustrated. You know, you can always tell the quality of a civilization by the way they treat their children. And for some reason in this state, we forget our children. And I think that we're putting our priorities in the wrong place. Everybody talks that, but nobody really, when it comes right down to putting the funding for early childhood intervention, for PE and for, you know, arts and music and sciences in our schools, all of a sudden, you know, the talk is cheap. So I think it's very, very important that we reprioritize our funding.
You take a look at your role. You're an attorney.
Yes.
And deal with juvenile justice.
Yes.
On an ongoing basis. That must be challenging.
Well, it is.
And you're taking a look up here saying, how can we make it better?
Yes, yes. Because you know what happens so many times is politicians like to get tough on crime. And yet, for our children, they don't get a second chance. Many of them make a mistake, and they are committed to the juvenile justice system, which is a very good system, but it works in a with very limited funds. And so many times our children are prosecuted as adults. And there you have a 16-year-old with a criminal record. Where does he go from there?
I guess the tact in juvenile justice has always been rehabilitation in light of incarceration and paying for your crime. It's how do we rehabilitate this child? Are there enough emphasis put on the rehabilitation process?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. What I intend to do next year is one of my priorities is to revamp the whole Department of Corrections in terms of focusing more on rehabilitation. Now, I was a prosecutor 30 years ago. I was a prosecutor for many years. In those days, we called it the rehabilitation code. Now, you know what we call our criminal code? The criminal punishment code. So we already have the idea that those who commit a crime are going to be committed for punishment. And I think our tact is completely wrong in that respect.
Taking a look at the economic policy of different children's issues which are involved in, have we got a ways to go? Is there enough money to fund the different policies out there for children?
Let me put it this way. You have a family of 5, a husband and wife and 3 kids. Economic conditions are pretty bad right now. In that family, who is going to eat first? It's always the children. In the state of Florida, our government has to be run very much like a family. And we in the state legislature have that obligation to make sure that those needs are met.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This hour's newsmaker, Representative Maria Lorts Sachs, from the top part of Broward, the bottom part of Palm Beach County. I'm Spiro Canton here on the plaza of the state capitol with kids singing behind me. Thanks for joining us.